everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Pam here from Pam's Crafty Corner. What are you at? I hope you're having a lovely Friday. It is, I don't even know what day it is. Well, I know it's Friday. It's the 24th of February. And I can't believe I'm actually back for a second Flosstube update already this month. So already I'm doing better than I was last year at getting Flosstube updates completed when I said I would. So it's been a couple of weeks since I did an update showing you my progress on my pieces, and that I also recorded that extra video with my whip parade showing all of my pieces that I've started over the last few years and what I still have outstanding. I have been cross-stitching over the last couple of weeks quite a bit, and I have also been working a little bit on my hexie quilt top, my English paper piecing. So we're going to chat about it a bit. It is beautiful here. It's been super cold the last 2 days in the lovely province of Newfoundland and Labrador. And we, I believe, are supposed to have some really cold weather over this entire weekend. So it's going to be a great weekend for me to curl up with my PJs and my little puppy dog and relax and enjoy my stitching. I am still currently teaching the training course at work. So I haven't got a whole lot of progress in my cross stitch in the last couple of weeks, but I'm now off for 3 days this weekend. Typically, the last few weeks I would have only had 2 days off in a row on the weekends. So that's not my cup of tea. I prefer to do my 4 shifts on and 4 shifts off, but it is what it is. I only have a couple of weeks left teaching, and then I'll be back to my regular schedule before for a few rounds before I get ready for Allie to show up from Australia. And then her and I are going to go to Stitch North. I can't wait. I'm getting so excited. I think I'm down to 43 days until Allie arrives. Getting close, getting closer by the minute. So without further ado, let's get into what I've been working on. Have a sip of my Tim Hortons coffee, which, now that I see it, my coffee cozy kind of matches my sweater. All right. So the first thing I've been working on is, of course, my Elvis piece. I will insert a picture where this was the last time you saw it. And this is where it is now. And you'll have to excuse any wrinkles and hoop marks because I've been stitching him by holding my hoop in hand the last while. I've been having some issues with my neck and shoulder, and I find my stand downstairs, well, depending on the stand I'm using, I can't really get, I need to be able to sit back in my chair, and I can't do that as comfortably. So here he is. So I have filled in all of this space between, oh, you're getting the sun glare from the sun, but that's okay. I've filled in all the space between Elvis's big face and the small Elvis's body. That's all stitched now with sort of off-white thread. And I finished his face, the small face, and I've outlined down the outside of his body. So what I did was I outlined all of this and made sure all the stitches on the edges were filled in. So then I could just blindly stitch back and forth, back and forth, back and forth to make my way down to the bottom of that page. So now I've almost got a page finished because I think this page ends about here. And then there's a page there to finish out that row. So that's what I'm going to be working on this weekend. I'm really happy with the progress I've made in the last couple of weeks on that. We'll see how it gets. Some people have asked me, when I'm using a hoop, how do I deal with the excess fabric? There's a couple of different ways. If I'm using my Q-snap, I will, I have grime guards that I've made, and they're a bit wider than your regular, you know, narrow grime guard. And I'll put those on my Q-snap, and I'll roll and stuff the extra fabric into the grime guard so it's out of the way. But if I'm using a hoop and I'm holding it in my hand and all this extra fabric is spilling out, what I'll do is I'll roll up the fabric against the edge of the hoop on one side, and I use these things. I can't remember what they're called. I don't know if they're a spool saver or a spoolie. No, they're not spoolie. But these sewists use these. If you have, you know, sewing thread on a spool, you can get these things. They're kind of silicone rubbery, and you can just pop that around your spool to keep your thread from unwinding and getting tangled in your bag and things like that. I got these on Amazon, and like I say, they're silicone, so they kind of stretch. And what I do is I just pull it open and I clip it to the bottom end of the frame, and then I clip this end around the back side of the fabric. And it kind of just holds it out of the way. And I just hold the rolled up fabric in my hand here while I'm stitching with this hand, or vice versa. I'll hold it with my right hand and stitch with my left. I do either. I can stitch with my left or my right hand. Predominantly, I think I use my right more when I'm stitching, but I can stitch just as comfortably with my left hand. It doesn't really bother me. Okay, so that's what I use. I use these things. If I don't have these handy, or I don't have them with me, you know, the claw clips, the little claw clips that you can use for your hair. I have a bunch of those, and I'll just clip a claw hair clip around the extra fabric to keep it rolled up out of my way. So that's Elvis. The other thing I worked on the 13th of February, which was Dark 13 stitching. There's a hashtag for that on Instagram, if anybody follows along with that. So on the 13th of the month, I pulled out the Jenny Bean Halloween sampler, and I'll insert a picture of where it was the last time you saw it. And this is where it is now. There we go. The Jenny Bean Halloween sampler. So I managed to finish the stitching along the roof. I added in the chimney, and then I started stitching the front face of the house here with the moon and the stars. And that's what I got done on the 13th of February. I was pleased with that progress. It was quite a bit of stitching I got done with work and everything. So there you go. That's where this piece is. Again, I'm stitching this on 20, I want to say it's 28 count fabric, 2/2. And this is fabric that I coffee dyed myself. So that's a Jenny Bean Halloween sampler. I did have one more cross stitch piece that I worked on, and as you know, I'm going to stitch north. Oh, I'm rattling the camera. Sorry about that. I have my camera very precariously perched on top of a like a box, so it's up high enough. I am going to stitch north, and I'm going to participate in the Smalls Exchange. So I have a piece that I'm working on for that. It doesn't really need to be secret, really. I mean, people say secret stitching, but it doesn't really matter. So this that I'm working on is called the Airmail Biscornu. And sorry, I only have the black and white pattern with me because I bought the PDF version of the pattern and I just printed it off on a black and white printer. So that's what it looks like, the Airmail Biscornu, and that's by Just Plain Jen on Etsy. And she has, this pattern comes with really, really good explanations of how to put the Biscornu together. There's lots of information and detail. And it also comes with a pattern for the scissor fob as well. So I'm gonna make those. And this is what I have done so far. On one side of the Biscornu, I have the outer stitching done. And the motifs mostly done on the inside. I need to finish this heart, and then I need to add the lettering, like the back stitching for the lettering on each of these little signs. So that's the Airmail Biscornu. This piece will be large enough to do the front, the back. You can see I just kind of split where the fabric, and then I've got a piece on the end left over that I will use to make the scissor fob. So that's that. And that's all of my cross stitching I've gotten done. That's pretty much it. The other thing that I worked on a little bit, but not a whole lot, was my hexie quilt. I started English paper piecing, oh my God, I don't know, ages ago. And it's been a few years now because Allie showed me how to do English paper piecing and I fell in love with it. Let me put that over there. And so I have a little Tupperware container that I've been keeping my pieces in. And what I have done the last little while is I cut up all of my scrap fabric into little squares that would be the right size that I need. And I have my paper forms and I took them out. My paper, I made my own paper hexies. So I've taken them out and I made a few extra hexies. So I've just been practicing, or not practicing, I've been, like I'll sit down while I'm watching a bit of TV and make some hexies around the paper forms. There we go, there's some. I like that one, it's a nice color, nice pattern. And once I have, you know, like a nice stack of them made with different colors and patterns, I go back and I take those stacks and I have been sewing them into, I think there's 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, yep. To 10 hexies on a strip. And my hexie quilt that I'm going to be making, I just want it like, I don't know if it's actually a quilting term, but like a crazy quilt, like a scrappy quilt. So it's just a good way to use up fabric scraps. And there's no uniform pattern. So what I've been doing, because it's a scrappy quilt, I've been sewing the hexies together in random pattern in strips of 10. So that's one. For example, here's another one, different colors. And what I will do after I have them, after I have a few, I'll go through and sew this strip to this strip. And then I'll sew another strip on. And of course, as your hexie gets surrounded and is stitched on all sides, you can pull the paper form out then when you're done. So I've been doing it this way, sewing them in the 10 blocks at a time. So I can hopefully have a big square that's 10 by 10, and then I'll sew all the squares together. But this way it's small enough that I can fold them over, put them in this container, and it can travel with me. I can take it out, work on it when I need to, and then put it away. So I did a few strips. I've got probably 4 or 5 extra strips done already. And again, I'm just randomly adding my colors as I go. No rhyme, no reason. And I'm really enjoying that because it doesn't take a whole lot of space in my brain. I don't really have anything else to share. That's pretty much it. Fat Quarter Shop did send me a package this past week. It showed up in the mail. And they will randomly send me things every once in a while. I have ordered stuff from them before as well. But this week, in the mail, they sent me a few charts. This is the first one. It's Chicken Club, and this is Cornelius. So these charts are all available on their website, the Fat Quarter Shop. You can order directly from them if you're interested in anything here. But that's that one. They sent me Lady Claus, which is another cross stitch pattern. I believe that one is done by Priscilla from The Real Housewives of Cross Stitch. Priscilla, God, what's Priscilla's last name? Priscilla Blaine. There you go. That's that one. These are cute. They sent me these. This one is for January. Stackables. These are put out by It's So Emma and the Fat Quarter Shop. And this one is also cute. It's Be Mine. Cute little signs. And this one I especially like. I think I would actually do this, but probably not in the format that they have it done. This one is the Sweetheart Ornaments Cross Stitch. Of course, I'm getting a glare from the sun now. And what they've done is they've stitched all of these little motifs and finished them in these cute flat little tart tins. I don't know if I would do them like that. I have a feeling, how many of them are there? There's 12. So there's 12 designs. I think that I would actually stitch the 12 designs like in 3 rows of 4 all together with spacing in between, and probably add a little border or something and finish it into a pillow, like a small throw pillow. Something that you could put out, or you could finish them all into little smalls that you could put out for Valentine's Day as a decoration. They have it finished as a garland there, which is adorable. It looks really cute, but I think I'd probably make a pillow out of it and just stitch it as like one big block separated. Really cute stuff. So all of this stuff is available on the Fat Quarter Shop website, is my understanding. If you're interested in any of that, you can certainly pick that up. And later on, I may do a giveaway if I can manage to maintain these videos, and I might give some of that away as well. So that is it for me. Oh, no, it isn't. They also sent me one other thing. They sent me a quilt pattern, and I'm not really a quilter. This one is called Luminaries. It's a quilt pattern. This quilt is a finished size of 54.5 by 74.5. And their quilt patterns are great, as you know, it shows all of the fabric that you would need and the quantities of each. But that's a sweet quilt pattern as well. All right, so that is it for me. I hope everyone is having a fabulous day. I am going to go put my PJs on. I'm going to sit down, drink the rest of my iced coffee, and get some stitching done. For anyone who likes my coffee, crime, and craft videos, I have also restarted doing those. I put up my first one for 2023 last week. It seems to be going over well. I will have another coffee, crime, and craft video recorded and up for next Friday. That's the plan. And I'm not sure which one I'm going to put up yet. I have a couple that I've already got the information researched and gathered for. I'll just, I don't know, see which one feels like I want to do it on Friday when I get around to it. The one I did last week is on a case from 2021 that occurred in Wisconsin, and it's the story of Chandler Halderson, and yeah, some really horrific crimes that he committed in 2021. So it's fairly recent, within the last couple of years. And I kind of got really interested in that and watched his entire trial last year online. Very interesting. Anyway, I will leave that with you. I hope everyone is having a great day. Have a fabulous week. And I'll see you in a couple of weeks with another cross stitch update. Bye.